Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you to the 20th episode of our Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Let's Play, where we've just finished rooting out the heresy on Janus, and where my mind continues to be blown by just how much content there is in this alpha version of the game. Folks, we are 20 hours, give or take, into this playthrough, and there is still so much to do. I am very excited to explore more and more of it, folks, and if you've been enjoying the show so far and you'd like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep leaving those likes and comments down below. On top of that, again, I try not to mention this too often, so I hope you don't mind, but if you've been really enjoying this series, then you might want to consider becoming a channel member or patron as ways to support the channel. Links to both of those are in the description down below, or you can click the join button that's just underneath the video. If that's not your cup of tea, you might want to consider a super thanks instead by clicking the button right next to the join button below the video. But again, no pressure, no obligation, that's why I try not to mention it too often, but we've hit episode 20, which is a massive milestone. 20 plus hours of gameplay, and there is so much more to do, and this is just the alpha version. I see many of you asking, well, when's this game actually coming out? And it feels really close to complete, doesn't it? I mean, there's been a bit of jankiness here and there, but overall, it's feeling really great. We don't know a release date yet. And this is just the alpha, so after the alpha, they're going to have their beta, I imagine, then they're going to go gold, and eventually, maybe later this year or early next, they'll release. It feels like later this year, but truth be told, I don't know, and I don't think they've announced it anywhere at all, at least as far as I've seen. Nonetheless, until that time comes, we're going to keep enjoying the alpha because there's just so much to do. What are we doing today, folks? Well, having rooted out the heresy, it's time to loot out the heresy. Let's see what there is available in this back room over here, and then after we're done dealing with this back room, or these series of back rooms, I guess it's a matter of choosing a new governor and bringing stability to Janus. I mean, you can't leave a planet without a governor, even though we're exploring these like small sections of Janus. The fact of the matter is that the planet itself is still a full-fledged planet. It's got multiple towns and villages and, you know, factories and agricultural areas and stuff, so you can't just have like You need someone to manage it, so I'm really curious how the game's going to handle that. But before we get to that topic, why don't we go ahead and look around and actually see what's been going on back over here and what there is to pick up. Now, these bodies, it seems, can't actually be looted, which is a surprise. Like, if I hold down tab, I can't actually click on anybody over here. So hopefully, if that is a bug as a result of it being an alpha, hopefully that'll be rectified when we try to leave this space. And you know how when you leave a space, it tells you, like, hey, you left all this loot behind. Hopefully that'll happen and we'll be fine. Tome of Excess. I shouldn't be surprised. And as many of you pointed out in the comments of the previous episode, yeah, they were really hinting at the Slaaneshi influence here and there. It wasn't super on the nose. Like, it definitely felt like it was going to be Slaanesh or NURGLE, leaning towards Slaanesh primarily because of how opulent everything was and how the governor was dressed and stuff. But, you know, it didn't just straight up tell you, yo, it's Slaanesh. Obviously, the Eldari being here was a bit of a giveaway as well, and how they were talking about the enemy and stuff. But that was closer to our discovery anyway, right? I liked it. Anyway, the Tome of Excess. Someone insane described in the tome the 66 laws of the warp and rituals to make contact with entities beyond. It'll grant +10 to lore warp tests, yet makes the wielder significantly more vulnerable to negative effects of warp entities. Oh, that's interesting. I do like how it doesn't put a number down there or anything. What I really like about cRPGs every once in a while, not all the time, there's a time and place for it, I really like when they are a little you know, kind of open-ended like that. Like, not everything has to be described in cold, hard numbers. Now, again, that's coming from somebody who's not a big fan or proponent of min-maxing. I totally understand some people enjoy min-maxing, and it's for some folks. It's not for me. Personally, min-maxing takes some of the fun out of it. So I like when not all the numbers are presented to you, or not all impacts are presented to you as numbers, because then you, even if you wanted to try, until you did some experimentation or you went through the game files, you wouldn't know exactly what numbers you're working with. Either way, I was thinking about giving the Tome of Excess potentially to Pascal here. He might pull out the Tome of Excess when we're looking at something that has to do with the warp. And this is where I almost wonder if sometimes cRPGs couldn't benefit from like a auto use from the inventory, you know, button or something. It's like, do I really have to open up the inventory every time we want to do a lore warp check and hand the Tome of Excess over to Pascal? Would we really leave it on the ship if we leave Pascal on the ship? No, we'd probably bring it with us if we're ever investigating warp-related activities, right? But anyway, it is what it is. It takes the same slot as... oh, actually, we do have an additional one. Though, do I want to be carrying the Tome of Excess around with us at all times? You know what I mean? It's all about role-play versus role-play, right? Nonetheless, we'll carry it for the time being, and let's keep exploring this back room and stop yammering on and on about all the exciting moving parts that this game has to offer. Spotted a trap. Where is it? Ooh, up over here. Okay, cool. It's only over here, so Idira should be able to go up and disarm it pretty safely. Let's come up this way, and... oh, those are goods. Where's the... oh, there it is. Go ahead and disarm this, please. It's a demolitions check.
That wasn't so difficult.
Nice. That, you know, she's more consistently succeeding her checks now, so that's very promising. What goods do we have up over here? Use our tech use. We've upgraded that quite a bit. Beautiful stuff. It's working as intended, and... that's too bad the cultist dagger is just a common item. I should hope a cultist dagger is not a common item. Why is a tome bound in human leather a common item? Jesus, it is really a grim, dark future, isn't it? Pack it all as cargo, please, and thank you. Over now to the goods over here. They were protected by the trap, right? So what do we have here? We've got a knife. You call that a knife? Plus 10 to parry, minus 10 to enemy weapon skill when hit. No penetration, 9 to 11 damage. It's a chain knife. Okay, you know what? I do call that a knife. It's not just a regular old knife. 9 to 11 damage. Why would I use a knife at this point of the game when I have just so much better stuff? A strike costs 1 action point, like it does for every melee weapon. Plus 10 to parry, like every... like balanced or most melee weapons have the plus 10 to parry and the minus 10 to enemy weapon skill when hit, as you can see between the elite chainsword and the chain knife, right? So why would I use the knife that causes significantly less damage? There must be a reason. Maybe there are talents or abilities that line up with it. Over here we've got the Noble-Born Mantle. While in combat, the wearer of this cloak gains a plus 15 bonus to fellowship whenever there are no enemies in a 4-cell radius. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. I might actually put that on the Rogue Trader or Cassia, because that'll help their Bring It Down command, right? And here we've got Power Grips. These augmented gloves increase strength of the wearer by 10. Cool, 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 cool. I like it. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and pack the... Alright, that's legitimately funny. Lewd picked recordings can be packed as cargo. I'm sure those will go for a pretty penny. Problematically lewd, obviously this is a Slaneshi den. That is, okay, you know, that's legitimately funny. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at some of this new equipment. We got Noble-Born Mantle. So, it's a more powerful version of the Rogue Trader's Cloak, basically. Though it's a larger radius as well, so we really have to stay away from the enemy if we want to get that benefit. Plus 15 on top of our 55. So right now, 55 divided by 2, right? Or rather, 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, and that gets rounded down to 2 action points that we're giving. If we go ahead and get the Noble-Born Mantle on there, 55 plus 15 is 70. And 70 divided by 2 is 3.5. That'll get rounded down to 3. So 3 action points every time we use Bring It Down. And then, of course, bonuses to, well, I guess you don't really roll Persuasion or Coercion or anything in combat. It's not like, again, it's not like a tabletop RPG where you can actually ask your GMs, like, hey, can I like try to intimidate them? It's not like that. But let's put that baby on. And it looks very similar to the one we were already wearing, I suppose. That's fine by me. Hopefully we'll have some additional models on that front. But we also have the power grips, right? Increasing strength. And what would that replace? That would replace this thing over here, the augmented gloves right now. That helps our weapon skill tests right now, which I almost wonder if Abelard shouldn't have instead. He's using knuckle dusters. Now, who is the more coercive individual? I mean, okay, let's get these knuckle dusters off of... Abelard, and let's get them onto our lovely Rogue Trader over here, because he's the one testing coercion more often than not. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Where'd they go? This is why alphabetical doesn't necessarily always work. I want like a most recently touched option up over here. There we go. Oh, we got a pair of knuckle dusters. Augmented gloves, mainly because we're very rarely in melee with the Rogue Trader, and now if we're actually planning on keeping him away from melee because of his Nobleborn Mantle, he really doesn't need the augmented gloves. At least the Knuckle Dusters will help him with coercion, right? But yeah, the Power Grips and the augmented gloves, so those will be further up over here. Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes sense to give it to Abelard because he is often in melee with his chainsword and pistol combination. So where are we? Where'd you go? There you are. Pop that onto you over here. Takes us up to 55, just a higher chance to hit. And then the right. Who needs more strength? Who does all the strength-based stuff? Huh. No one really. Abelard's strength stat is the highest, and his athletics is also one of his. Oh, God damn it! Does it just make more sense to give him the power grips because he's always using his like athletics and stuff beyond anybody else? I guess so. I guess so. All right, fine. Let's do that. Sorry, my apologies. He has 2 pairs of hands. Why can't he wear like one of each, right? Nonetheless, done here. And what else is there? This is all done. This is all done. Nothing else to investigate over here. Let's move on to a different room. Those dust particles, man. Is that dust or is that cocaine? I don't know. You never know. Not cocaine. I forget the cocaine equivalent in this universe. There are custom narcotics in the world of Warhammer 40K, and they're actually outlined in the rulebooks, like Rogue Trader, Dark Heresy. All the rulebooks actually outline exactly what narcotics there are, what effects they have, from stims to. Oh man, I was literally just reading it yesterday or the day before, and now they've all escaped my mind. Nonetheless, let's take a look at the map really quickly. Seems as though we've explored everything. You know what? I will say, in all honesty, I was hoping for something a bit more juicy. There was some fun loot there, but I was really hoping for a bigger baddie as far as a demon was concerned. Okay, fair enough. We didn't get one. And then I was hoping for some more interesting loot, and we got some fun stuff, but not enough of it was like directly Slaneshi themed or I don't know. I was just hoping for a bit more there, and I'm fairly confident I've looked at everything. And on our way out, I suppose we'll see what other loot we've left behind. But for taking down an entire cult, this doesn't seem... And not just a low-level cult. This is a high-level cult. And for taking down a high-level cult, this doesn't seem all that huge. But what do we have here? Attilius Quint. The secretary is shaking in terror, looking around at the devastation. Your lordship, what happened? Where is Lady Vyat? Vistenza Vyat has been executed as a traitor to the Imperium. Her accomplices must be found and put to death immediately. So there is still work to do. Vistenza Vyat fell victim to scheming Xenos plotting against the lawful authority on this planet. Interesting. Or Vistenza Vyat is gone. Don't ask questions. The answers are no concern of yours. You will receive all future instructions from my authorized representatives. Attilius Quint. He did not seem to be too problematic, right? I'm just thinking about a conversation with him, what, two and a half sessions ago now? He didn't seem to be too much of a problem, but the thing about heresy is that you try and keep it on the down low. When you take out a Slaneshi cult, you don't say, I took out a Slaneshi cult, you say, you know, whatever, there was trouble, it's been taken care of. Not everybody needs to know how, intimately connected their governor was to the dark forces. So, Vistenza Vyat is gone. Don't ask questions. The answers are no concern of yours. You will receive all future instructions from my authorized representatives. That is, of course, my prerogative. The secretary pauses, then bends into a deep bow. Of course, your lordship. The secretary begins to speak, but thinks better of it, instead choosing to step aside and bow his head as you pass. Interesting. What do you know, Attilius Quint? Perhaps I should have mentioned needing to root out all of her accomplices. I figured I could find them myself and tackle that myself, but now I wonder, as Attilius Quint disappeared, disintegrated into mist. But if we do step out, who do we talk to? Is there anybody to say anything to? Nobody heard the violence back there. No one seems to have any issues. Surely on the way out, something will be brought up. Let's see. Let's make our way out though. To the estate we go, and perhaps back to our ship as well. Let's take a look at our journal really quickly, just to make sure everything has been taken care of. Where are we? So the Demiurge. The Voxmaster is awaiting orders regarding the fate of this world. Ah. Oh. Oh no. We don't have the equipment to do anything overly drastic, I imagine. We don't have the authority or the capability to pull off an exterminatus. And as terrifying as the widespread disease of this heresy is, when we take a look at all the plants and stuff, I'm pretty sure there are other options. Companion quest, Secrets of the Cult. This is talk to Heinrichs about the Cult of the Final Dawn. That's something we'll explore in the actual final build of the game, so that I have, there's more to explore when that actually comes. A new ruler. So what is this now? This is having to... Oh, I see. So establish a new colony we've done. Complete a development project of the highest difficulty in any colony. We'll check on our... colony. What was it called? It had a really dark and spooky name. We'll check on it after we return to the ship and continue development there, and then strike a deal with an influential partner. Maybe we go back to Footfall to speak to that one tech priest there. But okay, fair enough. That's a trade empire quest. We got a companion quest. The Demiurge has us returning to the ship. There's nothing else to do down over here. Okay, all well and good. Reclaim what was lost. That's us taking care of Janus. We'll go chasing after Kiavagama and Dargonus after that. Hunger's Hand is hopefully something we'll be able to take care of, supplying Footfall with provisions from the agri-world Janus. I'm not sure how we actually get that going. We'll see. Any rumors over here? Xenos, Space Marines, Calamity on our industrial world. That's Kiavagama. Caches are not something we're paying attention to right now. Unending War. Okay, all good. And regime change. Yeah, that's all good. Oh, hello. Orders. Excuse me. These were empty for the longest time. The Omnissiah's anger. The factory world of Gensark incurred the wrath of the Omnissiah and has been struck by a major technological disaster. The machine spirits have gone to sleep inside the twisted industrial metalwork and damaged cogitators. The Forge Master needs supplies of materials and is offering skillful technomats in exchange. Ooh, this is interesting. Lashing the Void. At the Departamento Munitorum, Officio Tactica analysts have noted an increase in pirate attacks. The Imperial Navy is planning on conducting a large-scale operation to eradicate the outlaws, but stocking up a sufficient amount of fuel has proven difficult. So how do I actually fulfill some of these? Do we have to, is it automatic, like if we have something, we can hit the complete button? That's really cool. Oh, perfect. I was hoping for an example of it. Okay, so a band of bold treasure hunters has raided a legendary ship cemetery, the Procession of the Damned. Oh, that's a cool name. They were able to snatch the ruins of an ancient cruiser from the convoy of shipwrecks, and now the remains of the glorious ship have been put up for auction. Beyond repair though it may be, it is still a giant mountain of plasteel and adamantium. So, if I pay 12 of my profit factor, which again regenerates over time, I would be able to get 3 adamantium and 18 plasteel. Why don't we do that? Why don't we try that? Let's experiment with this a little bit. Bones Gnawed Clean is a trade order, I suppose, in a way, and it's the only one I think we can afford because we have our profit factor. So yes, let's go ahead and complete that. And move on. It just, we've gained those resources, and I do wonder if our resources allow us to complete something else. And you know what, I lied, I guess. So we can also complete a secret from the Godless Stars. A ship has returned from an expedition to the Godless Stars with no Xenos treasure, no coordinates of promising worlds, nor anything else of great value. All they have brought back is a mysterious protein-based slime that is edible and replicates itself at a phenomenal rate. Whoever purchases this amazing substance will be able to grow it in cultivation fats to feed entire hives. Oh wow, that is a lot of provisions gained. We have this agri-world though, so do we really need additional provisions? And profit factor, we're basically going to be considered broke if we take that on. You know what? Sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, let's complete that as well. A secret from the Godless Stars. Hopefully that's not considered xenotech or anything like that. Hopefully our dearest Pascal will bring it up if there is an issue, but it seems as though, yeah, our job here is done. So let's go ahead and make our way over to our ship and decide the fate of this planet. I assume we're going to assign a new governor, though maybe we'll handle its administration in some other way. All right, yeah, let's go for it. Return to the Void Ship. See what our options actually are here. quite curious. I'm quite curious if we have the option to abandon it as well, but High Factotum Janus Danrock. We now have complete control over the granaries of Janus. The promise of help given to Governor Vladimir Tokara of Footfall can now be fulfilled, should the rogue trader so desire. Yes, we should. We should. We've been speaking about this for so long, why change our mind now? Send provisions to Footfall. Cool, reclaim what was lost, restore shipments from Janus has been completed. Gained almost 500 experience, wow. The inhabitants of the Footfall Station will praise the rogue trader who spared them the painful choice between starvation and succumbing to the reign of Incendia Corda. Excellent. Quite excellent indeed. I love it. Alright. But what about the fate of the planet itself? Let's go ahead and... Well, if I go to Janus itself, do I have the option of exploring anything further? No. I mean, I can return to it, but no option of exploring anything further. What does Janus give us? 39 provisions? Nice. And if we take a look at the colony, if we take a look at the project list over here, oh hello, Chem Princes? That sounds very Slaneshi. Many planetary aristocrats have stained themselves with incompetence and lost their titles. A new nobility of Chem Princes will be created out of subjects who prove capable in sciences and governance. Those who succeed in wisely managing their agri-complex fiefs, strictly maintaining obedience among the commoners and increasing the output of rare organic chemicals, will keep their positions. Oh, interesting. Now, I assume these are, they look like unique options available to Janus because of what happened at Janus. They are all relevant to what went down there. Apixalium Stimulant grants plus 10 bonus to strength, toughness, agility, and minus 10 to intelligence, perception, and willpower for 2 turns. So extra strength means more damage output, extra damage means better ability to shrug off incoming damage, and extra agility means extra ability to dodge incoming fire. Parry is a weapon skill check. Okay. Intelligence, perception, and willpower dropping by 10 will of course impact some of the various talents and skills you can use, but and willpower technically makes you more susceptible to a variety of like psycho activities and stuff as well. Nonetheless, that's interesting. Do we want to go with this? Making princes using chemicals and a whip, I guess. Again, seems very Slaneshi. What is Ultraquisitors? In the days of the mutiny, many among Janus' pampered nobility fled the planet. They are to be replaced with more enterprising servants. A small but ambitious Ultraquisitor syndicate belonging to the Casbullica mission has contacted the rogue trader with a lowly request to entrust the governance of Janus to them. With Vladimir Tokara pushing all of his competitors out of the coal trade, the Ultraquisitors are hoping to change their line of business and become dignified aristocrats serving House von Valancius. It'll improve our reputation with the mission. It'll give us the Starblight, which is that's gotta be Necron tech, right? So much gray with the green. It looks like a regular like Earth rifle from the 21st century, or from the 20th century, except with like green glowing bits. But that's gotta be Necron. No, it's Drukhari weapons. It's written right there at the bottom. Prerequisites: Drukhari weapon proficiency. I mean, I knew it looked Xenos. I couldn't tell if it was Drukhari or Necron, and green glowy screams Necron to me. So I would rather not. Oh. 12 to 14 damage, 3 penetration. It's actually not the most amazing piece of equipment either. And we don't have anybody with Drukhari weapon proficiency. Now, brings up the thought though, are we able to get a Drukhari party member? Or would our potential Eldari party member, potentially be able to take on Drukhari weapon proficiency? Not sure what the lore implications of that would be, to be perfectly honest, but I don't think this option makes any sense. It also gives us additional Xenotech, which at the moment isn't something we're pursuing, though again, down the line, we might change our tune, right, as we become more and more comfortable with our new role. Sophocracy, what's this now? Janus is ailing, and who better to cure it than the sage genitors of the Magos Biologus? Management of the agri-complexes will be taken away from the aristocrats and handed over to the servants of the Omnissiah, who will synchronize their operations for the benefit of the planet. That seems like the most logical option there. It improves the efficiency, it increases our profit factor, it also increases how many provisions they provide on top of improved efficiency. Well, that's interesting. And improves our reputation with the explorators. You know what? I kind of like that. Temperances gives us contentment, it gives us more chemicals and more promethium, but, you know, the planet already specializes in the production of provisions. Why not further dive into that specialization? So, sure, let's go ahead and get the sophocracy going over here, if I'm saying that correctly. And it makes sense. It makes sense. Let's get the servants of the Omnissiah involved, and let's remove all, you know, emotion from what should be a very simple job. A very simple job. Let's go ahead and execute the sophocracy order over here. That will be... Nope, that's going to take time. I was wondering if it'll be immediate or if it'll take time. It'll take time, fair enough. What do we have here? The reaping. Not even the sprawling agri-complexes of Janus can cover the whole of the planet's fertile expanse. Gargantuan tracked mega-harvesters will come to their aid. They will wander the planet for months, each one operated by its assigned clan of serfs who are born, live, and die in the bowels of these great machines. These giants will reap harvests with their toothed jaws, break open the soil with their plasteel plows, and drink the swampy lowlands dry with their thirsty hydropumps, spewing the water forth down upon the arid hills. Wow, that is a huge bump to provisions, increases our profit factor a bit as well, but we need to complete giants, and we need quite a few mechanisms and promethium as well. The secret of the winter scales. There's quite a bit to do here. Legend has it that the House Winter Scale holds the secrets of gas factoriums, workshops in which tons of organic raw materials pass through the fermentation vats, hot rollers, and pressure exhausts to yield valuable chemicals. This sacred technology could enable Janus to produce enormous volumes of promethium. However, only the most skillful and highest-paid smugglers will be up to the task of stealing this treasure. Very interesting. It also, opens up a quest. Blood and Nephium. Man, how much is there to do in this game? We're not going to read through everything because we'll just be stuck here for forever. But look at that. Lord Captain's retinue gains the advice of the Dark Sages feature, improving our Xenos lore. Gains the vulnerabilities of the Xenos feature. I assume that's also helping our lore. I mean, wow. There's a lot of options, and I'm not just pleased by the options, I'm pleased by the specificity of the options. Like, these are for Janus specifically. So I take it we'll have generic planets where we have a generic set of options, like the colony that we already made some moves on. If I can, colony manager, there we go. So Fallowstone, for example, right? I imagine quite a few planets will have these very same options, and or maybe variants of it, right? Like maybe in Druce's footsteps won't make sense for every colony we establish, but there will be like a handful of options, whereas the story-specific colonies will have, you know, further story-specific options. Or so I imagine. This is all me making assumptions, but nonetheless, I am thoroughly impressed. That's really cool to see. But does that then take care of our situation at this planet? I suppose it does. If we take a look at completed quests, and we see the Demiurge, yep, looks like Janus has been taken care of. All right, very well. In that case, the next kill the governor. The next order of business is going to be what? If we take a look at our new ruler quest over here. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Though apparently we have struck a deal with an influential partner. Is that because we improved our relations with the people of the Omnissiah, the Explorators? Maybe? Reclaim what was lost. Okay, so next up, I think, is Kiavagama, or perhaps Dargonus. Janus has been taken care of, but maybe let's make our way over to Kiavagama. We don't know where that actually is, so it'll be just a matter of time before we stumble upon it. Over to Warp Travel, I suppose. And yeah, let's try and find Kiavagama. We would need to scan, +1 to Navigator Insight. It's already at 3, so it actually stores it up for future travels, which is good to see. And I just want to check, actually, our profit factor right now is at 4. Oh boy. Why is it saying 0 profit factor per cycle? That means it's not recovering. I don't like that. But we have very little money to do anything with. Hopefully that doesn't become a problem in the very near future. Let's go ahead and scan and get +1 Navigator Insight at the same time. We can really only go to Pulvus, Platinum, or Driselid Prophecy. Let's visit... I don't know if I like this massive... That's a scary sight. Let's go ahead and visit Pulvus Platinum, because to be fair, we're on a very scary drawing right now. Anyway, let's just see what this does for us. It is... Alright, difficulty. Let's just simply travel there. Vigdis Suri Otta comes to us. Lord Captain, I bring dire news. A feud has broken out between the clans that maintain the Void Shield arrays. Rumor has it that the late Lady Theodora was seen on the lower decks, and so one of the families called for a rebellion against the usurper of the Void Ship. That is, you. So far, no one believes their mad tales, but unrest has begun at the fringes of the compartments. The ship's guards are ready to eliminate the instigating clan or pacify the entire Void Shield crew. The decision is yours. Well, that's an interesting development. What's this story about Lady Theodora? Rumors of Lady Theodora's presence on the Void Ship have been circulating for a long time and appear to be a deliberate provocation rather than ordinary drunken ramblings. Perhaps someone is intentionally stirring up the masses to rebel against you, or perhaps it is the influence of the warp. Security is already investigating, but right now we need to stop the conflict from escalating any further. As long as the unrest continues, the Void Ship's shields will not be operating at full capacity. Okay, we could try and find the source of the rumors and punish those responsible. I don't want any unnecessary deaths. I mean, we are operating a massive ship. You don't want to wipe out half the population and all of a sudden your efficiency drops. Destroy the rebellious clan and find a replacement among the neighboring crews. Okay. Pacify the entire Void Shield crew. Those who succumb to the provocations of the unruly are no less guilty. I have no desire to meddle in the affairs of the ancient Void Ship clans. Let them sort it out among themselves. No, we cannot let this fester. That's just asking for trouble. Pacifying the entire Void Shield crew, sorry. So, I mean, look, I imagine many commissars would make that decision. Right, I imagine it's a very easy decision to make. But if I look back at our own history, I imagine working on a pleasure planet as we did, we probably had to be very picky with how we executed naysayers and problem people. I imagine we'd, you can't drop the efficiency of a pleasure planet. That would displease the nobles and all that kind of good stuff, right? So I think we would root out the heresy and the naysayers and the disruptors. So to me, finding the source of the rumors and punishing those responsible makes the most sense from my own history. Many would have no qualms with wiping out an entire, or literally decimating an entire regiment if there's trouble, or even wiping out the entirety of it to teach every other regiment under their command a lesson. But I don't think I'm like that. Again, commissars aren't black and white. There are many shades of gray. 40,000 shades of grey. Find the source of the rumors and punish those responsible. I don't want any unnecessary deaths. Lord Captain, as Seneschal Orsarian would say, there are no innocents in such cases. The clans are endangering the entire Void Ship, tussling over a strange and obviously false rumor. If you so desire, I will convey your wishes to the guards later, but right now the unrest must be stopped, and the people returned to their direct duties or replaced. Okay, my wishes, Voxmaster, are for the guards to sort out the situation before we forfeit the crew wholesale. Investigate the rumors and find the real culprits, and no violence. Okay? Destroy the rebellious clan and find a replacement among the neighboring crews, or pacify the entire Void Shield crew, or I have no desire. Okay, look. At the end of the day, my word is law, but what ruler doesn't listen to the advice of his most esteemed advisors, of his experts, right? So clearly Vigdis is not happy with that answer. Clearly he thinks this problem is much bigger than I seem to be perceiving it to be. So fine. Have it your way then, Vigdis. Destroy the rebellious clan specifically and find a replacement among the neighboring crews. That ought to do it, right? I'll see to it, Lord Captain. End our dialogue there. I hope that was the right call. I feel as though it might be a bit hasty, but hopefully it made the right impact. Lord Captain, the situation on Fallowstone requires your attention. A pilgrim has publicly declared that St. Drusus sends him revelations in his dreams. There are undocumented reports claiming that he has performed miracles. For as long as the authenticity of this prophet remains to be verified, Prelate Hectarchius has denied him entry into the temples of the Order of the Hammer. Meanwhile, the young man preaches in the streets, gathering his own flock. That is unacceptable behavior. His Eminence Silencius, Cardinal of Fallowstone, has privately shared his doubts regarding the prophet's legitimacy. He believes that this nuisance could pose a danger and suggests that he be subjected to a trial of faith. Such trials are known to result in the contender's death. What is to be done about him, your lordship? Well, this is really cool. What if we'd never engaged in Fallowstone? What if we'd never established that colony? Man, I swear to God, every time I play this game, it just surprises me all the more. the open-endedness of these story threads. Just absolute madness to me. Am I the only one? Let me know in the comments. Am I the only one impressed? It can't be. This is crazy. This is madness. All right. What do we know about this so-called prophet? Tibor Haik, a void builder from Footfall. He now prefers to be called Brother Purevoice, an unremarkable commoner with no family. His first revelation came to him when he disembarked from a pilgrim ship on Fallowstone. His sermons are directed at commoners, appealing to them for humility and mercy. No anarchical pronunciations or radical deviations from the creed have been found in his words as of yet. Okay, well, that's a promising start, but that's how it always begins. I wish to hear the opinions of my advisors. The archenemy lies take on many guises. The Emperor's miracles are 100-fold stronger. On more than a few occasions, he has bestowed epiphanies upon the faithful, even those of the humblest origin. I myself bear the name of a poor orphan who was granted miraculous powers by his grace. So, give me time, and I will find you the most loyal agents to guard Brother Purevoice. They will keep him safe if he is pure, or punish him should they sense deceit in his words. But I have a feeling that his visions are a true wonder. Okay, that is extremely high authority approving of this so-called Messiah. Very interesting. True advocates of faith are rare. Most preachers contending for the status of saint turn out to be ambitious liars, madmen, or agents working for the enemies of humankind. What about my other advisors? I would like to hear their opinions too. But I do like what Argento is offering there. So we could choose to execute him. We could have him undergo the trial of purity, let him die trying to prove his holiness. I feel like that would cause a bit of a kerfuffle with the people that started following him. You know what I mean? He must be inducted into the order if necessary, or forcibly if necessary. Now let's have Argenta have her guards keep the holy man safe, let him carry on with his sermons. It worries me because if they do, look, if he gathers great numbers and then things start to turn, and then we execute him as he reveals his true self, that's a huge number of followers who might see us as the enemy, right? Whether they've been fully corrupted or not at that point is irrelevant. It becomes a rebellion that we have to crush. If we kill him right now, he might have, 100, 200 followers, easy enough to handle compared to 1,000, 10,000, who knows what he'll be able to amass. Willing to take the risk, willing to trust my advisors. Argenta, have your guards keep the holy man safe, let him carry on with his sermons, and we'll see how this plays out. I'll get to it immediately. I will choose the best people for this task, the most devoted. Oh no. They're gonna get corrupted as well, aren't they? The pure-voiced prophet is free to preach to the rabble in the streets. The ecclesiastical authority of the Order of the Hammer, the institution that embodies law on the planet, is suffering, but faith in the Emperor grows ever stronger. As a token of his appreciation, the preacher has sent the Lord Captain a gift, an item that he has blessed by the will of Saint Drusus himself. Well, that's an interesting development. The stern guards selected by Sister Argenta vigilantly provide protection for the prophet, ensuring that the actions of Fallowstone's denizens remain pure. We've received Epiphany. We'll take a look once we arrive at this new uncharted system. Epiphany, eh? Well, this is interesting. That actually went differently than I would have anticipated. I thought it was going to last over a prolonged time period, and it might yet. It might yet. I will have to take a look at Epiphany afterwards. What do we have here from Master Helmsman Ravor? Lord Captain, the Vox systems intercepted a distress signal coming from an Imperial vessel. The system contains a ship that belongs to the planetary fleet of Dargonus, the capital of the Von Valancius dynasty. The transmission is repeated at regular intervals, but the message itself is corrupted. A cacophony of requests for help, groans and shouts. What in the world? It is your name that they are shouting, Lord Captain. Well, that's troubling. Lots of space dust over here and a gutted void ship. Ah, man, this is gonna be trouble, isn't it? Nonetheless, let's first take a look at this Epiphany. If I can find where it sits among these. That's an L. This is a C. Where is... Oh! I was expecting a book. This is a power weapon. Oh man, a power sword? Are you for real? Why is it not showing me my comparison? So 13 to 17 damage. Penetration of 3. Charge deals plus 5 additional damage. My rogue trader cannot charge. We should give this, as much as this was a gift to me, I think we should give it to our seneschal, to Abelard, because he actually has charge. 14 to 20 damage on my elite chainsword, so my elite chainsword is still the better piece of equipment, but that power sword has higher penetration, and I think it makes sense in the hands of our lovely Abelard when the time comes. We're not able to assign it to him right now, but when the time does come, we will definitely do so. Let's go ahead and explore some of the space dust. We got some planets as well, and then we'll investigate this gutted void ship. A little concerned about what heresies await us aboard it. Man. Alright, this is interesting stuff. Lots to do and investigate. I received transuranium. Alright, sounds good. I imagine this is all just transuranium. Let's actually go to this planetoid before we dance around. Go ahead and begin scan. And what do we have on this planetoid? Some plasteel, some XP to be gained. Go ahead and start extracting it. Yeah, sure. We have enough resources. Why not? Go for it. Sounds good. And if I take a look actually at my colony list, what was the shortcut for that V, I think? Y. Colony. Y for colony, I suppose. What's Janus looking like? Halfway through Sophocracy, and Fallowstone has finished the High Throne. Now, is that why that event triggered? Probably not, right? Though we should now have Profit Factor +7 and Infernical. Let's go ahead and take a look at our inventory. So, 13 total Profit Factor. Okay. And we are recovering it. Okay. I realize now that those missions that I completed, and many of you may have been yelling at your screen as I clicked complete on those trade missions, but those missions actually took away Profit Factor in its entirety, not temporarily. I just realized that's why when it was down to whatever 4 or whatever it was topped up. It wasn't recovery because it was maxed out at 4. Big yikes. Okay, good to know. I'll keep that in mind in the future. For the time being, it's okay because we've managed to recover some pretty much immediately, but we're still technically poorer now than we were at the beginning of this campaign. We'll just pay more mind to it as we get further along. So that's our Profit Factor, and this is that just a regular flamer? Where is my new flamer? Machine right set. Where are we? Take a look at this screen over here again. Infernical. That's an I. C, D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Where are you? This is a crack grenade, so it's before that. I don't see any. It must be this. No, actually, that doesn't make any sense. Where is this weapon? And do I have to maybe return to the planet to actually pick it up? All right, we'll deal with that later. Let's head over to the space dust over here. Take care of everything else, and we can be distracted by a weapon that we most likely won't even use in a bit. We can also again take a look at the colony manager and see if there's anything to do at Fallowstone. Anything we can afford. Looks like we might actually be able to do some of this stuff, but how do I commission it? Oh no, I keep forgetting the requirements are on this side. I would expect the requirements to be listed first. My apologies. Profit factor above 40. Oops, that was a mistake. Requires efficiency 5, resources promethium. I don't think we can do anything. It would also be nice if these were in, like, I don't know, red if you can't do them, and green if you can, just to make it easier to pick and choose. But hopefully the completion of the Sophocracy will return some of our profit factor to us, and hopefully some additional options down the line will do the same before we find ourselves in trouble. Like a cure for sloth will help us get some of our profit factor back. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Nothing to be too bothered by or worried about. Over to the space dust over here, and then we head on to the gutted void ship. Lots of transuranium. Hopefully we'll be able to trade with somebody in the near future, but to the void ship we go, right into trouble once more. No signal, it says. This isn't a void ship. This is a planet. Let's go ahead and board the ship. Regular party. Let's go. I wonder which enemy of the Imperium awaits us on this ship. God, last experience on a void ship has definitely set the tone, I would say. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Just pan the camera over ever so slightly, and this is not a promising sight. Let's go ahead and investigate what's going on over here. What do we have here? This person's body is covered in unpleasant-looking growths, scabs, and ulcers. They look like fresh mutations. Oh, Grandpa NURGLE in the house, I think. Hey, Your Holiness, how are you doing? Oh, I was born to wage war against darkness. I'm always doing wonderfully when danger is near. Agile mutant, not done with. Where is this agile mutant? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Mutated Enforcer. Spitter Mutant. Oh, okay. Glad I spotted that. I'm just wondering how I want to kick this thing off. These guys are obviously not friends. They're mutants, so I wouldn't hesitate to fire at them. This Enforcer has 44 HP. These Spitters have 22. That Agile has 16. This guy's got 22 as well. So if I creep up to here and pop a shot with my Plasma, with the AoE effect, that should be helpful. We'll keep ourselves away from the front as well by doing so. And then let's try and get people in a position first. So Adira, let's get you up to here. Should have line of sight from up there. Cassia, let's get you up to here, I suppose. Argenta. Do I move Argenta up first? Oh. Burst fire down that way. I wish I could see where exactly burst fire would hit, you know, so I can plan accordingly. Argenta, stop. Stop talking. God. Those voice lines are way too long. That chatter is way too long. Burst fire, do I have an angle here? I don't think I'd be able to hit all three of them with burst fire. Might be worth a shot. It's definitely worth reloading, though. Very low on ammunition there. There we go, topped up. That's nice to see. And then we could try and do this, I suppose. Or do I go with the plasma, with the more secure plasma attack, which is a bit more predictable? You know what I mean? Creep up Argenta to here. If I go for the burst fire, yeah, it won't. Oh, it does highlight what I'm going to hit. So I could hit two of them, which is the same thing as I'd get with our AoE of attack. Can I? All right, it's time to further our experimentation. Cassie, where you at? I cannot use overwhelming stratagem. All right, I was wondering if I'd be able to take advantage of that, perhaps. Can I fire with her? No. Okay, fair enough. You know what? Argenta. Open fire. Burst fire at these mutants over here, and let's see what we can get done. Fire away. Come on. Nice. What do we get? Just the one? Just the one hit. That's okay. Maybe the plasma overcharge would have been the right call, but you know what? We are moving with the Rogue Trader first, followed by Pascal. So if I do creep up to over here and use our plasma overcharge, we'd be able to potentially eliminate both of these guys, which is looking good to me. We could also turn around and shoot over here. There's three of them, including another mutated Enforcer. Very scary, the Enforcer. Look at that weapon. Oh my goodness, that is a serious chain axe. Dear Lord. Guy down over here also has a chain axe. Okay, that's scary stuff. That is scary stuff. So we want to be very careful about that. Why don't we go ahead and eliminate who? Oh, the Enforcer goes next, and where's this mutant? Up over here. I suppose I could turn around and fire over here and try and soften these guys up. They're all melee, eh? Yeah, they look like they're all melee. We'll have to close the gap to us. These guys will take a fair bit of time. These guys won't move until after Cassia and Argenta, so Argenta and Cassia might be able to finish these guys off. Alright, promising, promising. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and fire up over here, and then we'll give Argenta the bring it down command, I think, to burst fire. Let's make sure that from this location, Argenta is within reach. She is indeed. Let's go ahead and pop this shot up over here. Rarely will we see such a nice clump. Good stuff. Not the most damage, unfortunately, but I'll take whatever I can get. Let's use kill zone stratagem down over here. I wish it was just a little bit bigger. And that would leave us with 2 action points with which to use bring it down. We'd have to skip grand strategist, which is okay, but we will use bring it down. Pop this down over here. Yes. Just trying to figure out if I use bring it down on Cassia instead to get the increased rate of fire, but that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make as much sense as just getting Argenta to open fire. She might hit the Rogue Trader, unfortunately, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Argenta, bring it down. Let's go. Again, we can use our controlled burst, right? That is an option. We could also use shot on the run to get to a better angle, I suppose, and then we don't have to worry about using controlled burst, though. What difference does it really make? Do I want to get closer and get stuck in melee potentially? Not sure. I should have also checked my my equipment before we dove into this, because we are potentially not using a better flamer, right? Okay, let's see. Burst fire, 17%. If we get a little bit closer, might be a good call. Shot on the run. I'll take this chance. I'll take this chance. Get you up to here, and then burst fire down this way. 31 and 13. That does sound decent. Ooh. All right, let's pop shots this way. Let's go for it. Try and maybe get a good hit on this guy and knock him back into the table and cause some damage that way, while also hopefully eliminating this guy. I think that is our best bet. Ooh. They're just too far away for me to hit all three of them at the same time, unless I was like all the way over here. All right, let's go for it. Fire away, and let's see what we can do. Yeah, go for it. Come on now. Somehow, even from there, how do we manage to hit the Rogue Trader from here? Nonetheless, let's see if we got one hit in there, so let's end our turn there, and end the Rogue Trader's turn as well. Pascal is up next. He's able to creep up to here, I suppose, and then we can use our AoE attack up on these guys, maybe eliminate some of them. Where is this mutated enforcer? Down over here, eh? He's going to creep up and potentially take a swing at Pascal. I don't mind Pascal engaging in melee. He's got his Omniscient Axe, which is quite powerful, so that's all well and good. I do wonder if I want to pop Machine Spirit Communication before I fire, and then if I use Extermination Mark to help with the free hits, which I haven't seen even once yet, right? So, Machine Spirit Communication, pop this down over here like so. After having moved forward, yes, that's fine by me. And let's turn around and use the AoE attack up over here. No need to use a grenade or anything else instead. Let's go for it and hope for the best. Come on. Come on. That was decent. Killed one of them. The other one's almost dead. This mutated enforcer is old and strong. I don't like that. Extermination Mark on said mutated enforcer. It'll take him a bit longer to get to us, I think, so he's more likely to survive through our in my sights usage. And Pascal's turn there. Let's see what this guy does. Oh, he's going to come up this way. Not what I would have expected. Spontaneous mutation. Interesting. Argenta is up next. Can I move up to here and burst fire down this way? I can indeed. Okay, so can't use shot on the run. Fair enough. If I creep up to here, burst fire, and then if I use War Hymn, will that allow me to military excellence? Potentially. But for starters, why don't we go ahead and do this? It's a good angle there. Fire away. Nice. Very nice. And, come on. It's too bad that Cassia goes after Argenta, but not the end of the world. War Hymn it is. And that gives us military excellence. And from here we actually have quite an angle, so hopefully this will actually reset everything as it's supposed to. Fire away. Yes. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Quite a few targets we can hit. Who goes next? We got this Spitter Mutant up over there, and then this Agile Mutant afterwards. So let's begin with a shot up over here on the Spitter Mutant. 60% chance to hit. That should be pretty good. Down you go, Righteous Fury. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get a shot down on this Agile Mutant next. 56% chance. Oh, come on. Come on now. Get that shot in. Beautiful. Righteous Fury over there as well. Let's go ahead and pop a shot on this mutated Enforcer. If we can get a Righteous Fury here, that would be absolutely huge. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. Beautiful stuff. Do we hit the mutated Enforcer again, or do we turn around and burst elsewhere? After the mutated Enforcer, it's these guys, eh? Things have been set up quite nicely. Let's burst fire at the Enforcer. 33% chance to hit, times 4. It's not too bad. Or we could go for the 58% chance to hit times 1. Let's go for the burst. Just a baller move, isn't it? Fire away. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, man. That was actually pretty good. If we got one Righteous Fury out of those, that would have been absolutely huge. But we didn't. It's okay. Do I want to dash anywhere? Do I want to pull back into cover or anything like that? I mean, these guys might not even get a turn. This mutated Enforcer, though, what was your mutation? Spontaneous mutation. It can heal, deal damage, make blind, or give foreboding. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Let's go ahead and actually end your turn here, Argenta. Move on to Cassia. So if we can get Cassia, perhaps, moving up to here, and then burst firing over here. I can't reach. Burst fire up over here. That's not too shabby. Okay, so if I get you up to here and use Overwhelming Stratagem, we could both get the extra firepower. Then we could get Grand Strategist. And that's 1, 2. We'd have 3 left over. I'm just wondering if Argenta gets Bring It Down, and then Cassia gets Burst Fire separately. I think I would like that. So, okay, here's what we're going to do instead. Cassia, come up to here. Get your overwhelming stratagem kicked off. Yeah, sounds good. Then let's go ahead and use Bring It Down and our own Burst Fire as well. So bring it down on Argenta.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
And let's shot on the run, I suppose.
Doubt is for the weak.
That'll allow me to fire. Ah, that was a mistake. I should have just Burst Fire. I should have just Burst Fire. That was a mistake. Ah, well, it's not the end of the world. 18% up there, 31%. Yeah, let's stick with this. Fire away, let's hope for the best. Come on. Nice. Come on, one more. Oh, despite the overwhelming stratagem, nothing. That's okay. End our turn there. And Cassia, Burst Fire down in this general direction. 18% is not that great, but you know what? I'll take it. Alternatively, I could use Lidless Stare, which is guaranteed damage, but only to one target, so Burst Fire. 18 and 18. Where'd you go? Where'd that sweet spot go? Come on. I know I had you at one point. Damn, I could have sworn I had them both at one point, didn't I? Or were my eyes playing tricks on me? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Fire away. Come on. Nice. Oh. Very nice. That went swimmingly. Alright, excellent. Cassia's done. Idira is up next. What to do with Idira? You know what? I thought this guy would last a little bit longer. Turns out I was wrong. If I do creep up to, let's say, here, I can fire at him. Creep up to here, I can fire at that guy. Regular shot up there, and then actually do in my sights on that guy. If he lives that long, I don't know if he will. Worth a shot though, right? And if I do fire, can I use just out of reach of my lightning strike? So okay, if I fire away up over here, 36% chance to hit. What about the precise shot? 54% chance to hit. Leaves me with 3 action points with which I can trigger my in my sights. Okay, cool. Let's go for it.
What is this foreboding?
Let's go for it. Come on. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And this guy goes after Abelard. He's not gonna live. He's not gonna live. What a waste of in my sights that would be. Because I'd probably target him next, right? Okay, let's try it. An opportunity to learn, I suppose. He's not gonna make it though. In my sights, let's go ahead and end our turn there. Abelard is up next. If we move him up to here, we can fire over there. Move him up to here. We can perhaps fire over here instead. Just not ideal, eh? What if I come up to here? Bit better, but he's quite nicely positioned, that mutated enforcer. Nonetheless, sure, let's come up to here. Fire away like this. Oh, he's out of sight. Fine, let's do this instead. Good way to round the corner, I suppose. Nice, that's not bad. Get Endure, and let's go ahead and get Forceful Strike as well. I really should have taken a look at my inventory the moment we landed on this ship so I could adjust who's carrying what weapons. We're fine, but we could have been better. Spontaneous Mutation. In comes a Spitter Mutant. A little bit of damage. Oh, a bit more damage. Not too bad. And he heals. Okay. Bit of damage there. Alright, not too bad. And he, I think, heals as well. That's okay. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and get... what? Argenta? Would it bring it down? Can we? No. We can't. I mean, if we creep up, obviously we can. Or do we get it to Abelard to try and take care of both of these guys? Because Argenta would only be able to fire at... oh, no. Argenta should be able to hit both of these guys, I think, actually. Well, not with a single burst fire, but... the alternative is what? Well, we can... okay, here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and creep up to here. We'll use Bring It Down on Argenta. And then the Rogue Trader can fire at a couple different targets depending on whatever Argenta leaves behind. Let's try that. I almost wonder if Abelard would have been the one to hit with Bring It Down, but we've made this call. We'll stick with it. Can't actually hit this mutant, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and hit this mutated enforcer. 91% chance to hit. Maybe we knock him back into the wall and cause a bit of damage that way. Let's go for it. Come on. Oh, come on. Are you for real? End our turn there. Rogue Trader, what to do with you? Again, I can hit that mutated enforcer as well with our plasma. Probably not worth it. Probably not worth it. Let's go ahead and get rid of this mutated enforcer. Sure. Come on. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Let's get kill zone stratagem, I suppose, up over here. Try and eliminate both these guys as they get closer and closer. Which they're not really going to do, are they? This mutated enforcer actually goes next. Alright, fine. So let's go ahead and pop this like so, because chances are he's going to move up, and then we should be able to hopefully hit him. Cool, let's go ahead and pop Grand Strategist as well, and end our turn there. With Pascal moving next, he's going to do what? I guess I could creep him up to here, and fire at this guy down here. This guy's... Oh, this had scrolled. Okay, gotcha. 37% chance to hit, 39% down over here. I guess we could go for it. Sure, yeah, let's go for it. Hit him. Nice. Could have been better, but I'll take it. Let's get extermination mark on this mutated enforcer. Not that it's worth anything, truth be told. And why don't we go ahead and do study enemies. Sure. Up over here, why not? And end our turn there. Next up is this mutated enforcer. He's going to come up into this... Ah, I knew it. I knew he'd be able to get out of there. Well, I didn't know, obviously, but I was fairly confident. There's that chain axe with that righteous fury. And another one. Going to dodge it. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Argenta, what to do with you? Can we burst fire? We can't, because we have to reload. If we reload, we only have one action point left over, but second wind should allow us to burst fire. So, let's go ahead and reload. I don't even need second wind, actually, because I do have controlled burst. 10%. Oh, come on. If I come up to here and control burst. Again, control burst means anything that hits Abelard doesn't count as a hit. It doesn't mean it goes through him or anything like that. So, sure, let's move over to here and controlled burst down this way and hope for the best. 68 and 1. Sure, sounds good enough to me. Let's go for it. Too bad we don't have the stratagem over here. But hey, we got the kill in, so that's good. Good stuff. End our turn there. Cassia's up next. Burst fire up like this. 65% chance to hit, and we're going to miss Abelard. I say we go for it. Can I bring it down without... Oh, no, I can't. So I gotta move a little bit closer if I'm going to do that. Then bring it down. Yeah. That's 2, 1. Move up. Use 1, use 2, have 2 left over. Cool, that sounds good. So let's go ahead and use this. Ah, that doesn't fly. Move up to here and burst fire. We would hit Abelard. Potentially quite badly, too. Worth a shot, maybe? Maybe? Let's get this down first. And then we'll get maybe Argenta making a move first. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. We'll see. Bring it down. Yeah, Argenta, you first. Can we? Controlled burst, we can. Excellent. 61% chance to hit. That is, what's the rate of fire on this with the extra assistance from Cassia? Ah, you know, I should have used her Grand Strategist ability. That's on me. I wanted her to have a shot as well, but perhaps that would have been better used differently. Do I? Shot on the run. To get a free shot in. And then controlled burst. Should work. In theory. Right, because I get my free shot.
I'll do it.
Come on. Gonna miss, okay. Then I get my controlled burst as well. Come on, 61% chance, come on. Nice. Very nice. Yes, huge. And you know what? That's exactly what I was hoping for, that knockback there, because then we can end our turn, and Cassia can turn around and pop shots like so. 65% chance. Come on. Yes, yes! Well done, Cassia, well done. We just have this one Spitter Mutant left, who should be pretty easily taken care of if I can find him. He's right there. I can't shoot from over here, can I? Nope. Can I use lightning? Nope. Oh, come on now. Abelard goes afterwards. I'm almost tempted to throw a grenade just to get him done, but that would be wasteful. That would be wasteful. Let's move you up to there and give Misfortune. I can't see him. Alright, fine. Just move up to here. End our turn there. Abelard, what to do with you? Let's move you up to here and use the Melta. Like so. That should finish our job here. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Well, this is certainly an interesting situation we find ourselves in, folks. I'm guessing this is a NURGLE situation over here. There's a lot of floating pink and purple going on as well, but spitting and mutations and the growths that we saw earlier, this reeks of NURGLE. I guess we won't know until next time. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I certainly did. If you had a good time, leave a like and a comment down below. And again, As I was saying earlier, if you've been really enjoying this series, you might want to consider becoming a channel member or patron. Links to both of those are in the description down below. Or, of course, you can opt to pop a super thanks by clicking the button right next to the join button below the video as well. Either way, it's fully appreciated, as is the fact that y'all are watching, liking, commenting. It does make a very big difference in just letting me know what people are enjoying on the channel. And I am most certainly enjoying this absolutely, so far, brilliant cRPG. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big ol' thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.